Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to game number one between Brie-Steppers and Phoenix Rising Moonstone. I am Raka, and I am joined tonight by Anaressa.
I'm Anaressa, and I'm joining Raka tonight.
Funny how that works out. So very, very quickly, we'll go over the map bans because we had some. We did have Phoenix Rising Moonstone, Brie-Steppers won the flip, which they have taken first pick. They chose to ban out Braxis because they hate fun, and Volskaya. Phoenix Rising Moonstone got rid of Battlefield and Sky Temple, and we're going to be heading over to Dragonshire just in a second. They are asking if I'm ready. I'm going to put a big R in chat, but not the chat you can see, a different chat.
A sneaky chat.
So we're going to draft. There we go. Okay, I may need to move our cameras a bit. It looks like my mic is coming out of your head.
You know what? There are a large number of medical conditions in the world we're not going to judge.
So we are in.
All bodies are beautiful.
Oh, guts. 1 second. HOTS is doing its thing where it doesn't believe in something else. There we go. It was like, you know what? I don't think I want to send sound. And I'm like, you're going to send sound right now?
Well, you tell him, Raka.
Here's the thing. My computer's very scared because it is right there, and I can just be...
Alright, so I have a Brightwing band coming out. Go ahead and getting rid of one of the globals.
Alright, and not wasting any time, second pick says we have to ban Johanna because it's literally in the bylaws. It actually isn't.
Joanna? More like, no, Anna.
I do feel sorry for Joanna.
Nobody has ever thought of this joke before. I am original and brilliant.
I do have to... Someone's going to, like, run the stats on hero picks, and Joanna's going to be, like, no games played. They'll be like, wow, this hero sucks.
Speaking of heroes with no games played, who definitely don't suck, Rhaegar also gets banned out. Another super powerful hero in the current meta.
I do have to wonder if they're going to first pick the Stukov and just get rid of the holy trinity of healers. As much as you can say Stukov belongs in anything with the name word holy in it.
You know, the holy infestation of healers. No Lucio comes out.
Interesting. Now that to me says that there's going to be some sort of blow-up comp coming out of Heroes Mighty Moonstone, and they do not want to deal with High Five, because High Five is, like, destroys lockdown comps.
Victory above all.
Right. Could also be a target ban on someone on the side of Brie-Steppers, or wanting them to take the Stukov and trying to take advantage of a healer without a cleanse, since that is one, or maybe the only notable, I guess, is lack of mobility too, but a major weakness of Stukov's is lack of cleanse.
That is very true. We do have Junkrat coming out from Stoic, and then Highlight Summer says, you know what? There's way too much attention to healers and picks and bans. Let's get Anduin now, because if we wait, I'm sure Anduin will also get banned. Brie-Steppers is just like banning healers like it's going out of style. Don't they know we're in the middle of a pandemic?
Right, we do see Ming and Mei coming out. Yeah, Mei safe to pick up since they've gotten the Stukov as well. Yeah, Anu is much less of a Mei count than Stukov.
To be fair, I also do have to say, I think Brie-Steppers does know we're in the middle of a pandemic, but granted, Stukov thrives in pandemics. It's kind of his whole thing. I will stretch this joke as far as I need to.
Rock is back, everyone.
So, talking seriously for a second, I do like the Li Ming. They do ban out the Raynor, the second source DPS. They say, okay, you've got your mage, who is a good auto attacker you could pair with that, and Raynor, although it's interesting they pick Raynor and not Vala, may have something to do with the hero pools present.
Yeah, Raynor is stronger on camps than Vala is, so that may have something to do with it. Again, also could be a target ban. But Greymane is even better on camps than either of them.
Very true. Interesting, we have Stitch pulling out the Leoric into a unknown enemy offlaner. Because Leoric is good and duels pretty well, but it's like, he can double soak, but you don't always, that means you kind of just give up. Interesting. Full disclosure, I love Artanis into Leoric, but it assumes Leoric actually stays and fights you. And I feel like Leoric very often will just double soak and be like, well, yeah, I'm gonna walk over here now. Have fun, Artie.
Yeah, Yeah, since Artanis was taken as a response to Leo, I'm wondering what Brie-Steppers has in mind for this. We come out with a Genji. Alright.
So yeah, reset Genji. A little bit more of a split between melee and range. Stoic on that Junkrat for a lot of displacement, going up against the ball. Just like tried and true damage dealers. I do feel like there's more potential for Flash coming out of Phoenix Rising Moonstone, but also more potential for things to just go horribly, horribly wrong.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't think of Junkrat or Genji as super strong wave clear heroes. Junkrat's might be a little stronger than I give him credit for, but yeah, it does feel like a bizarre damage pairing, and definitely not the traditional kinds of DPS that you normally see on Dragonshire.
So we are going to the map right now. I do have the gambling up for all of you that are obsessed with gambling, which should be most of you, because why? What else do you have points for?
I guess Blaze can make up for some of the at least supposed lack of wave clear. Full disclosure, neither Junkrat nor Genji are heroes that I've played much.
Very much same. I'm an offlaner, so I can talk about the Leoric and the Artanis intelligently, but the other 8 heroes are like, well, they do damage and they press buttons. Whoop. So coming into the game right now, over on the blue side of the battlefield, representing Brie-Steppers, the battalion of battling? I'm sure there's a better word there, but it's not coming to mind. We do have Flexi coming on the Li Ming. Moidar is going to be on the Mei. We do have Slipping Horse on the Vala. The Christmas Vala as well. You were like 2 months late, Slipping Horse. We have Squared on Stukov and Lunchbox on Artanis. On the Pirate Doubloons and Flexi not playing along.
2, 1.
And for Phoenix Rising Moonstone, we have Misos playing the Blaze, Hot Like Summer on Anduin, Stitch on the Auric, Stoic on Junkrat, and T-Cat on the Genji.
Coming to the other side, look at talents real quick as we start to have our initial engage. We do got a Puncturing Arrow coming out of the Vala, already at 1 stack. Protector of Ire, not the PvE quest. I guarantee you my coach would not be happy with me for this pick. We'll have to see if it works out. And then, of course, New Habits on Blaze for the other questing talent. Alant. Maybe actually going Force Armor at 1, not the pick I usually see. But does give her, of course, more mana.
Do you see an almost immediate rotation? Looked like Phoenix Rising Moonstone might have gone up for a gank on the Artanis. But instead they're looking to get the Vala, and that is a low health bar, and Genji does take her out.
Yep, First Blood does go to Moonstone. Moidar tries to move in. There is a Lunchbox goes in, goes ahead and goes a slashy slash. But Fun Police Anduin does go ahead and pull them right out of danger.
That's a strong start coming out of TRM.
They are already on their camp, picking up their Siege Giants. Does look like we got Li Ming on Vala on the other side.
They may look to invade here.
Capture the shrines. Inherit the Dragon Knight's power.
Woodar is on the flank. Meso's coming in for the other side. There is Squared coming in. Does get the silence. T-Cat looking very, very, very low. They do save the camp. Vala does go down. Did not take the Gambit quest, however, so that's not going to be punished any more than, hey, you gave your opponents experience.
Yeah, that is a quick 2 kills on Vala, though. Yeah, it seems like that's very much going to be the focus of PRM's attention this game.
Oh, Lunchbox does not quite break the Drain Hope, but is going to hit. But T-Cat is up here. Lunchbox in a lot of trouble. Here's a 3-man rotation. That, of course, does mean that they give up bottom, as this is taken back for Brie-Steppers. Mesos goes ahead and steps back. Says, there are 4 people out there. I don't think I want to be here. And the answer is absolutely you don't. And when hanging out in the bushes.
You know what? I've been confused by the Genji pick at first, but I am seeing why they wanted to run him here.
He does rotate very, very quickly with his ability to dash through structures. Back in my day, you needed a talent to be able to slide through terrain.
Alright, ETC.
That was if ETC and Deckard Cain had a baby. Don't think about that too long.
So, very old baby who... God, what's the name of that talent? The power slide over terrain.
I have no idea. I just know it exists.
We do have Brie-Steppers controlling both points for a little bit, but it looks like Leoric is going to take back our top point before they're able to capitalize on it. Do have 4 from Brie-Steppers on bot.
Mesos is moving up, looking to collapse on his lunchbox. Very, very, very nice push coming into the top lane right now. Yeah, here everyone is. Leave the offlaner alone. I'm going to have to yell at Summer and Mesos after this. They know the rules. For those of you at home that do not, the answer is it is the solo lane.
Brie-Steppers are going to get a decent amount of structure damage at bot in response, though.
If this is exactly the right response, don't run around trying to chase the enemy team. Be like, okay, well, you left the win lane by itself, so guess who doesn't have a win lane anymore? Warthog takes a lot of damage, is very, very low. Junkrat going to go in and get that kill. Squared being the next target. There's a bunch of grenades going in. The neutral camp is coming in, getting on the action, but it does look like there's a nice route coming out, and Slipping Horse is going to slip all the way back to the Nexus.
That was a good collapse coming out of PRM. And that frees them up to take bot camp. Yeah, with the legendary camp-taking abilities of Anduin and Junkrat. Blaze comes in to help them out, and they do get that camp. They did lose the entirety of bot fort in exchange for 3 kills, so...
Yeah, I mean, they do have a 3-level lead for just a second. It looks like level 8 will be coming online for Brie-Steppers momentarily. But of course, if Brie-Steppers can stabilize and come through here... Oh, there is the Genji comes in. A lot of damage onto Flexi. Flexi goes in and gets back. There is Protected. We're trying to stay in here. Down to 6 health.
Oh my goodness, she gets away somehow! And Genji goes down instead.
That is super impressive. Okay, Flexi, put that in your highlight reel. That is amazing.
Alright, Mingjukes MVP. Alright. PRM did manage to pick up the Dragon Knight.
Yeah, but our 3-level advantage has gone down to a level and a half. Okay, to be fair, it was barely 3. That's one of those technically correct answers.
Looks like they're not even gonna get. Yeah, they're only really gonna get about half of mid fort out of that.
Meanwhile, Lunchbox was doing a lot of damage up top. You know, Lunchbox, if you had the PvE talent, you probably could have gotten a lot more damage because that works on buildings. Just saying. And we do actually have Mesos going down to Vala down the bottom lane. Li Ming moving forward. Stoic goes ahead and runs back under the protection of a Chastise. But in the middle, Leoric taking a lot of damage. Lunchbox looking for this.
Alright, so with Tens online, Brie-Steppers is able to swing some of these team fights and picks a little bit more in their favor. They're looking for an invade on PRM's siege camp.
And they are going to get it. Looks like, oh, nice move. Moidar is in a lot of trouble. Says, will someone knock this thing down, please, please? There's an Entomb coming out. Janitor Leoric. There is a nice light bomb. Catches 2 people. There's the slashy slash. Double kill coming down. Squared looking very, very low. Genji is moving forward looking for this. There is a Riptire that's going to go absolutely nowhere. Hey, there... Wave clear. Tell it, let's go. Maybe not. I'm confused.
Yeah. Light bomb Genji combo is... I hear it referenced from time to time. Yeah, but I rarely actually see it in the lower divs. And yeah, I'm sold.
All right, we're up to 72 stacks for Protective Ire, 18 stacks for Punching Arrow, and New Habit's almost done. A globe away from finishing that quest. We did also have Genji pick up Shuriken Mastery, up to 34 stacks so far. I was in Shuriken Mastery, and all of the weebs in chat would have yelled at me.
Level 13 Telt's not quite online for Brie-Steppers yet, so PRM's looking a little aggressive.
They are coming in, 5-man down at the bottom. Stitch looking for an entomb. There is the Light Bomb, followed up by the Bam Bam Bam. Vala goes down one more time. We do go ahead and have a stopped Stoic. Stoic does get caught. Gets surrounded by his own mind, but so there's not actually friendly fire.
Stukov's able to walk away, but May is not. Yeah, and that's another 2 kills in favor of Phoenix Rising Moonstone. The Entomb trapping the Light Bomb Genji combo even more. And they're going to be able to get at least half of Keep Wall out of this, probably the entirety of Keep Wall. And May's just a couple seconds away from respawning, so they're just going to get the wall and walk away.
Just look like they're going to go back and go ahead and get bottom shrine. They've already got top shrine with Leoric taking it right now. And Genji's setting up to be a dragon. Let the dragon become him.
The flame cleanses all.
Alright, yeah. Super quick pickup for PRM. Looks like they're gonna take DK bottom and try and open up that win condition in bot.
I'm actually... Who is it that says the dragon becomes me? Is it Genji or Hanzo? It's one of the brothers?
Isn't Hanzo's Let the Dragon Consume You?
Oh, it might be. I don't know Overwatch. I know all of the lore except for that one.
Artams gets kicked by the DK and collapsed on by PRM. Riptire is ripped, but not actually needed to secure the kill.
Dragon Knight is almost down. They're going to have Genji exposed, but it looks like they are going to run in. There's... Mouse, will you stop?
Red team has destroyed a fort.
That's brutal.
Taking damage.
With the minions. Oh no! Dash comes back up in time for her to, fully walk away, and that is a counter kill on the Genji.
Twice now, Flexi has killed Genji. Feels good. Meso's going to run away, but that barrage from the core is like, no, you have done a lot of damage to my shields. My shields, I care about them a lot. Oh, nice swap coming out. Hot like Summer in a lot of trouble. Just going to try and run through, but she's not going anywhere.
It looked like they were going to get core damage there, but they did not actually get through shields. Nice core defense coming out of Brie-Steppers.
Also, I may have misspoke. Summer actually absolutely went somewhere. She went back to the Nexus.
Thanks for clarifying, Rocket. Very important. Alright, so with the space they bought with those counter kills, Brie-Steppers is going to pick up bot camp and try and get some of that lane pressure back. They already have their siege camp going. PRM is still picking theirs.
Yep, we do have Anduin just now respawning. Leoric moving up towards the top lane.
Prepare yourselves, heroes. The shrines will soon be active again.
They are just continuing, trying to catch up in experience. They are still about a level and a half behind, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think they were more than 2 levels behind when PRM was pushing core though. So getting back to a level and a half they're closing that gap. They're very decidedly not going down with that fight.
Become the Dragon Knight.
We do have Protector of Ire up to 101 stacks, doing an extra 10% damage per strike.
Got a little bit of bush dancing going on between mid and top.
So it does look like they've got Artanis moving down below. Thinking about the camp.
Brie-Steppers do know that Lyric is top uncontested, so they can get a numbers advantage.
Oh, looks like they're moving down here to deal with Stoic.
Stoic boops away. And yeah, with Brie-Steppers controlling bot Shrine, they no longer need to worry about an immediate dragon pickup. But it does look like all 5 of the members of PRM are looking to collapse on bot. Do walk away though.
A lot of pressure coming that top lane. Lunchbox does have to go that way, and the dragon is picked up. Once again, they keep putting Genji in the Dragon Knight. I do have to wonder, is Genji better as the Dragon Knight or worse? Because he's used to having a Dragon Blade, and he gets a Dragon Axe instead.
I don't know, but level 20 talents are online for PRM.
Blue team's core is under attack.
We do go ahead and get Buried Alive, Cannonball, Fortified Bunker, Inner Fire, and Living Weapon.
Dragon Knight already down well below half health though.
And shields are just now starting to be gotten through. Death onto Leoric. The Skeleton King is now the Skeleton Corpse.
Artana's getting low, but able to walk away. Stukov got caught in the silencing tomb, but was able to walk away. And yep, once more we see Lehman just popping off, but not in time to save the core.
What, it almost looked like actually that got finished off by the Junkrat mines after the Junkrat was dead. So it's just like pressing his nose into that core so that his, almost like the Rainer strategy of when I die, my ability will help.
Yeah, so a very strong combo coming out from the side of PRM, but yeah, but some excellent reactions and counter kills coming out of Brie-Steppers.
I do have to say, Brie-Steppers started coming back in a big way towards the end of that game. Very impressive display. Looking at damage overall, we do have Junkrat leading the way, which actually surprised me. I would have guessed it was Genji, but 35,000 coming out of Stoic, T-Cat doing 31, and then Slipping Horse with 24,000. That ever-important soak, though, we do have Lunchbox barely winning the war against Stitch. Actually, winning the war by, like, 45 experience or something?
48, thank you very much. It's a wide win.
Hey, you can do math. I don't. So look at the talents coming out here right quick. We do have Artanis to go press for R, as we said, Shield Surge. I do like the 13 and the 16, although actually, as I say that, no, I guess it's still, you still can like chew through Blaze. But it looks like we already have the next lobby up, so any comments on talents before we go back to the between screen?
Yeah, just looking at the Calamity build coming out of Ming. So yeah, that really enabling her to stick around the enemy team when they dive in a bunch, you know, like with Genji. So yeah, so a lot of those counter kills coming off, I think, due to, yeah, I mean, just due to Vala's, or both of their incredible burst potential, and yeah, Ming just being able to dance around and do her thing.
Not to mention, they're both really good at disengaging, so when Genji would go forward, he'd have to go forward a lot. But we will be right back. I have to go to the in-between screen. I will see you in game number 2. Don't go anywhere. Professional caster.
Strangers, broken hands align. Drift on the frozen face of time. yourself to stay steadfast? Could you shed all of the ethics of your past? What would you give of yourself to be the best of us at last? What would you give of yourself to stay steadfast? Could you shed all of the ethics of your past? What would you give of yourself to be the best of us at last? Two still hands, a fragile faded photograph. I walk in the shadow of the missing half. Two still hands, a fragile faded photograph. I walk in the shadow of the missing half.
Infernal Shrine!
Hello, and welcome to Infernal Shrines, the most unique and interesting map in the map pool. You almost never see this one picked.
I used to like it. I know you cast it all the time, but I don't know. I still like it.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like, oh my gosh, this again? When we could have an amazing map like Braxis?
No comment. I do want Born to still want me on her team. Okay. We do see the same two first bands coming out. Brightman ban again, Joanna ban again.
For season 14, I'm going to make a team, and it's going to be called Braxis Holdout. And every time we go to a map, if they try and ban Braxis Holdout, we're like, you can't actually ban the opposing team.
You're gonna think that joke is funny all season long.
If I laugh, that means it's funny. So we
And
do
if it makes you happy, I support you. I'm gonna make fun of you, but I'll support you. We see the Rhaegar band coming out again too.
And this right there is why we remain friends. I have a lot of friends that are just like super nice to me all the time and don't actually like play back and forth. And you watching out there that want to be a friend, you need to be able to have some like interplay. You can't just always be like, you're the best. Because that makes you a fanboy.
We do see the Lucier coming out once more.
Victory above all.
And the Stukov first picked again.
Haven't we once before had a draft where I'm like, are we sure this is a new map? Because so far the draft is the exact same.
Maybe PRM's gonna pick up a new brack this time then.
Can certainly hope. Let's see what actually came out here. This was Junkrat and Anduin.
I stand ready.
For the alliance above all.
Well, Vala is almost the same as Junkrat. They both
Yeah,
have
so
an
picking from-
A.
Yep, they sure do.
Hey, you do math, I'll do language jokes.
Alright, so no Junkrat coming out. Or no Junkrat coming out yet, at least, on the side of PRM.
All shall suffer.
And Lunchbox picking up the Leoric this time.
Ready for action.
And Mordar on the Muradin. I do like that. There's a lot of like, synergy in their names.
That's a lot more overlapping letters than Vala and Junkrat.
That is very true.
We know this because alphabet. Alright, so we do have the same healer off, but switching up some of the other heroes. We do see a band coming out on Li Ming.
I am not surprised. I'm sure that is actually T-Cat saying, this stupid Li Ming? Take shuriken to the face and then I die? I don't understand it.
I do wonder if we're going to see a Genji ban here. Since they do have access to Light Bomb again. There we go.
Very good call.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, it's possible that they have another backline harasser that they can throw in on the side of PRM, but yeah, Genji's ability to deliver that light bomb exactly where he wanted to was just so impressive.
Oh, and also, so they took away the Entomb and they took away the light bomb delivery system. Diva coming out for the Stitch, and there's the new Barak you called. Also, hey Tin, thank you very much. Welcome to the stream, all of you Raiders. We are about to go into game number 2 between Brie-Steppers and Phoenix Rising Moonstone.
So instead of the Genji able to deliver the light bomb, we do have a new Barak coming out. So that's another possibility there. Getting that unstoppable burrow. It's a lot more telegraphed than Genji's dive, but still can be super effective.
I do have to wonder about Diva being a light bomb, because she can dash forward, and does the light bomb explosion get bigger as the hitbox gets bigger? I'm
gonna.
think it does.
I feel like we would know by now if that was the case, because that would be super broken.
Yeah, I was just thinking because I know Diva and Nubrak are bigger than Genji, and I don't know how is the light bomb centered in that case. These are the questions. I need the Inquirer to look into it.
So do you see Kael'thas coming out? Stoic and T-Cat are gonna switch, but yeah, looks like they're not gonna go with the super dive damage out of PRM this time. PRM does have, I think, slightly better shrine clear though. Falstaff and Greymane can both do a decent amount of work, but Kael'thas, yeah, I mean AoE mages in general just do so much on this map.
I also think nothing wrong with Leoric, but I do think D.Va does better because Leoric gets, area damage 66% of the time, but D.Va gets it continuously.
That's true.
Oh, I did math. I just broke my own rule.
It's okay, we can replace it with letters again. We can compare words, like Junkrat and Bala. Does that have letters in common?
So the amount of times that D.Va does percent damage is inverse to the length of their names. Wait, that's both?
And we're in the map!
So we're on the map right now. We do go ahead and have on the side of our blue team, the benevolent blue team. I should stop trying to do B words. We have Slipping Horse on the Falstad. Flexi is playing the Gray main. Lunchbox on that Leoric. We do have Moidar is playing the Muradin. And who did I not say? Slipping Horse on the Falstad.
And on the side of Phoenix Rising Moonstone, we've got Misos on Anubrak, Hot Like Summer's back on Anduin. Stitch is on D.Va this time, Stoic on the Kael'thas, and T-Cat hopping over onto Vala.
Looking at our level 1 quests, we do go ahead and get the Gathering Storm coming out of Falstad, a little bit of the auto-attack build.
Vala's going W build this time, though, which can be super useful in shrine fights.
Absolutely, and then of course the Mana Addict. We do not have a Convection. I know everyone's disappointed. So we do go ahead and have Leoric going out to D.Va up in the top. Very even matchup overall. I do like it slightly better as D.Va, although D.Va is already coming down to double soak.
Kael'thas stepping out a decent bit, but not quite enough to really be punished for it. Got Misos anchoring, looking maybe to catch Mudar in a rotation, but Bandit going this up the safe way instead.
He goes and picks up. We do have a very slight. Actually, never mind. We have level 3 versus level 2. Actually, here is a lot coming into Lunchbox. Lunchbox goes and runs away. Big collapse, all 5 members, but it does look like the Skeleton King is going to survive. Let some survive. You can tell Sylvanas is not in this game.
And we do have all 5 of PRM down bot working.
They were coming down here for an invade, but that actually does give experience advantage over the side of Brie-Steppers. They are up at level 4 already.
And Brie-Steppers was able to get bot camp anyway.
Yeah, they came down there for the invade, but I think they slightly mistimed it because the camp was picked up right as they got to the bottom lane. They're like, well, crap. Just looks like we got Shaman camp being taken for both sides right now. And the first shrine will be in the middle. It will be a Mortar Punisher to start off with. Fire and Flames. Definitely going to be allied closer with Kael'thas' team than the non-fire aligned Brie-Steppers.
Yeah, looks like both teams just kind of try to play it safe. Not really looking to do anything particularly risky. We do see a bit of a collapse onto Leoric, but he's able to just Wraith walk away.
Leoric, one of the hardest to gank offlaners in the game. One of the reasons I play him, because I am terrible about not getting ganked. Stoic sitting here along with Mesos.
We do see Piram going ahead and starting the shrine.
Slipping Horse doing a great job actually stopping Stitch. There's the pull out. Looks like we may have to blow Mech here in a second. Yes, indeed.
Oh, great stun. Keeping some of them just barely inside the D.Va bomb.
However, this may be an advantage for Brie-Steppers. They were forced to use up Mech outside of the shrine. They were wanting to save that in order to clear their opponents out, and they can't do that now.
Brie-Steppers is also going to hit 7s very soon here and have that level advantage.
Level and talent here, of course. They are moving in. Mesos goes ahead and burrows down. A lot of damage. Stoic is right next, but it looks like Moidar is looking at TCAT. Does miss with the Stormbolt, though. Or maybe it's the zoning Stormbolt. I'm not sure. Is Valkymer in the game?
Both Kael'thas and Val are pretty low on mana here.
27 to 21 right now. Stoic is trying to move back in. There is a nice Chastise. Lunchbox does have to Wraith walk out. Moidar has to fall back. We are at 32, 33. They are trying to go in and just clear this out and then go back for mana. 34, it is close, and they are getting zoned out. A lot of damage coming in. Moidar is not going to be able to get out. Lunchbox trying to get this done. We are at 39. Slipping Horse just looking for that Q.
And it does go over to PRM.
Red team has summoned
They're able to,
Punisher.
yeah, to hold Brie-Steppers to that 39 for long enough for them to actually get the objective. A lot of damage going on to Falstad. But is able to flap away.
That's pretty surprising. Falstad was actually had thrown a Q, and on the Q's return, it would have gotten a minion.
Red team's Punisher has fallen.
And that, yeah, they fought that hard for that Punisher, but you know, as an early Punisher is wont to do, only gets a little less than half that for it. Does give PRM the space to go ahead and pick up that bot camp.
Moidar is anchoring right now. I know what that word means now.
The experience advantage has gone back in favor of PRM, but Brie-Steppers keeping it very close. Yeah, they're definitely trying to make sure they know PRM doesn't run away with the XP advantage like they did last game.
Yep. Keep in mind, last game, they were just about to level 8 when PRM hit 10, so definitely a different game this time around. In case that was, like, anyone was confused, if you were watching a replay.
PRM does hit 10s first.
Moidar is cocooned right in the middle of literally nowhere. Oh, and we actually do go and have D.Va getting the bunny hop!
Yeah, Mervin just kind of resigned to his fate. The rest of his team leaving and looking to get value elsewhere, which...
That was a weird,
Yeah, I like that call.
Cursed Bullet. Came out and made Stoic, down to about 70% health, but like, you know you're not going in. Granted, Cursed Bullet does not have that long a cooldown, but still. I guess that was just, this is what we think of you?
Yeah, I mean, even just discouraging an engage until their tank could get back. Yeah, you don't always need to use Cursed Bullet just for, I want to get a kill right now. Yeah, kind of changing the enemy team's decision making can also be super useful.
Alright, Avatar does come out. Moidar is trying to run out of this. Flexi got cocoon, but is back out. There is TCAT doing the strafe. So a couple R buttons committed. However, never mind. Avatar and Stukov's both gone, as are cocoon and strafe.
I hadn't actually realized until then, since we didn't do a read through of Vault, that Vala had gone strafe and not Rain of Vengeance. But between Light Bomb and Bunny Hop and all of the new Rex CC and Kael'thas's base stun, there's enough CC in the rest of the team. Huge amount of damage going out onto Visos. Vala almost able to take Flexi down, but walking away with sub 100 health.
Now, say that is like Flexi's claim to fame this series, is just getting away with no health. Though, when she got away with 4 health last game, that goes into my personal playbook, even though I wasn't playing.
That was definitely impressive. With making the Grey Main lead for that long, though, it does give PRM the space to go ahead and they're up to 32 Shrine Monkeys at this point. So very likely that this will be going over in favor of Kiara.
Yep, there goes the gets put in. They went ahead and leave that. There is a dead Leoric who's not able to get out of there. A repeated dead Leoric.
Merlin
Winner
coming
tried?
in the back line trying to make something happen there, or maybe just trying to get out, but either way, very much got turned on by PRM. It looks like Stukhov's getting turned on as well, and he is going to go down to the last hit by Vala.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Frozen Punisher turns around, starts looking at the fort, and as soon as it gets close, the fort dies, and it's like, well, fine. I didn't want to punch you anyway.
Punisher's down at this point, and yeah, looks like Phoenix Rising is just going to walk away. They're not going to try and overstay their welcome there. So we've got a little bit of keep wall still standing, but opting to play it safe instead. Brie-Steppers does know that Diva's top though, and with a global on the Falstad could very easily turn something in bot or mid into a 5v4.
Right now, it looks like both teams can tend to go in and get there. No, Winner is thinking about an invade. And they don't know this, but New Rock just hearthed.
So both teams posturing for potential spice there, but opting to take the safe option and put off a blow up engage till another time. Diva is putting, building up pressure to start hacking away at top fort though.
Yep, Falstad is moving up there to try and deal with it. Try and make sure that no free damage is done. This is going to be the next Arcane Punisher coming down. So it is nice to have the fort at least still standing when that happens.
Lyric does get caught out a bit. May be able to walk away. Oh, yep, there's the light bomb on the Nubarak, and with Wraithwalk already down, Lyric goes down.
Looks like they're coming down to try and deal with this. Meanwhile, the Falstad is staying top in order to get a lot of pressure along that top lane.
It looks like Cursed Bullet did not connect that time.
Falstad looking like he is now on his way down here.
A lot of damage going out onto Murden, but between trait and Stukov heals being Stukov heals, is able to get pretty healthy again.
Falstad sneakily hiding just above the smoke.
Gathers power. Claim it in my name.
I guess it makes more sense than Deathwing hiding the smoke.
Both teams just kind of trying to get a vision advantage over the other team. This is going to give Brie-Steppers a chance to get 6 teams before this next shrine, though, and be able to fight on an even talent tier.
Which is very important. We do, of course, have Ignite coming out of Gelvas. Oh, unfortunate. The Orc is going for Mythril Maze. Not that that's a bad talent, but it doesn't actually do anything until you get it stacked. So it doesn't come online right at 16.
Looks like Brie-Steppers are just going to entirely give this objective, and alright. Okay, so they just push through bot forward and are going to hurt them defend. Just Stoic is currently on objective, which means this is a 5v4 if PRN sticks around.
Yes, unfortunately, the Stormbolt just barely missed. If they had been able to actually go in and get a Entomb or something around their opponents, they could have just cleaned them up very, very easily.
They have bought themselves some space.
Red team has summoned an
Thinking about going in on the Diva. Looks like they're just gonna back in defend instead. Cocoon goes out onto Nubrak. It's going to be pretty swiftly dealt with.
There's a nice gust, completely disengages PRM, but here comes the Punisher. Arcane Punisher's walking forward, looking for a target. Going to be leaping onto someone very, very soon. Avatar is out from Moidar. There is the bomb in the backline. Stitch goes and runs away. Is being looked at. There is a stun. It does look like D.Va is going to go down before she can get back in the mech. First kill of this particular engagement.
Keep is going down. Punisher's down to 30% health. Looks like both are going to fall pretty soon. Doesn't even touch cord. Brie-Steppers does have the advantage here. Looks like Falstad is going to go straight down to bot camp to try and pick that up before PRM can get there.
You can try a little bit of pressure. They are on even talent tiers for right now, but in a half a level, that will no longer be true.
They've got another 15 seconds before D.Va's up.
Yeah, honestly, I would have liked to see them try and invade their opponents. Like, yeah, the experience for these was nice, but you knew you had a 5v4.
Did you see Leoric and Vala kind of passing in the dark there? Leoric deciding he does not actually want to 1v1 Vala.
Up to 34 stacks on Mithril Mace. As I say that, it stops being true.
We do have one catapult showing at top that Lyric's going to go ahead and deal with now. Try and prevent that from building up more. But Piran does know that Brie-Steppers is split. Stukov's looking a little in danger here. Nubrak dives in. See Murden getting web wrapped.
That's a
Gust goes out, but doesn't really connect. Yep, here comes that CC chain, but Murden is able to pop out, at least for now.
Yep, there is the strafe. A lot of damage coming in from the side. Unfortunately, Murden not quite able to stay out of it. There is the Entomb, but Entomb after the disengaged, not necessarily the most successful. They are pushing in right now.
20's still not quite yet online for Brie-Steppers. And with their tank down, this does leave them a little vulnerable, but Falstad looking a little in trouble, but is able to get away.
Yep, we do have the level 20s out on the side of PRM, but they do have Flamethrower, Inner Fire, Stop and Pop, Rewind, and Death Siphon.
Brie-Steppers does know that D.Va's not yet with the team though, so is able to hold the ground a decent bit.
10 seconds left on Murder.
See Cocoon coming out on the Falstad.
A little bit
Does have
unfortunate.
Gust. But CC Chain is not going to let him get off that Gust. Looks like Piran is collapsing on bot keep. I think with Falstad down and 20's still not yet online.
Alright, we do have a zoning Entomb coming out. TCAT having a hard time getting out of it. There's the Endwood coming in, going and pulling TCAT out of danger. Moidar takes a lot of damage. Lunchbox in the backline down to about 25% health. Squared is being knocked back. Squared is being cubed right now. That was a cooking joke.
Infinite Strafe getting a ton of value. And Ball is able to take down the arc as well. So Light Bomb coming out, that CC chain continuing to do work.
So they're going to in right now, and with only Grey made up, it looks like very, very possible. There is the nuke coming out. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that in there, and at least actually killing Greymane before the nuke goes off.
Yeah, we do see a Gust come out from Falstad. Able to go in on them. And take out that last line of defense. Do you have the game going over in favor of Phoenix Rise and Moonstone?
Yep, very, very dominant second game coming out. I'm gonna go ahead and see if we can get ourselves an interview. if you want to go over stats right quick.
It's coming up as 13 kills to 0, but they definitely got that kill onto the diva when she was out of mech.
They did, but since they didn't kill the mech, that counts as half a kill.
Right. Okay. And they round down because reasons.
Same reason, I remember at one point, you were like, yeah, the Murky never died. And I'm like, it did? It's just Murky deaths don't count as a death? Until like 4 of them?
Oh, well, decimals. Give me decimals. Come on, man. Alright, yeah, we do have just a huge amount of damage coming out of the Vala. Just way outpacing everyone else. Kelthos coming in a solid second, but again, well below what Vala was able to put out. Graving and Falstad still doing impressive work, and Falstad's siege damage being way up there as well.
Real quick, let's go ahead and jump into lobby 2.
Okay.
Hey,
Hello, hello. First of
How's it
all,
going?
very much congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah. GG's to you guys. Nice clean series.
Yeah, it was fun games tonight. It's good.
So, first of all, kind of the gimme question, but how are you guys feeling?
Good, right? I mean, it's what was this week? It's week 4, right?
It is.
So, yeah, another week down and another victory feels good.
So, very, very, very dominant couple of games. The game number 1, like it definitely feels like. I guess the first question I have, and feel free not to answer this, but how many of your comps kind of rely on having access to Light Bomb?
I think it's more so that there's just so many healer chokes going on in like band phases that, we have a decent hero. Summer has a really good hero pool and is very comfortable on multiple healers. But out of what's left, we feel like, Anduin's pretty strong. So that's why we keep ending up on that more than that's what all of our drafts go around. If that makes sense.
Oh, it does? On Dragonshire, I did notice that every single time you got the shrines, you always put Genji into the Dragon Knight, which I thought was a little bit unusual since he is your primary mode of engagement. What kind of led to that decision?
I think honestly most of it was he was just able to rotate there faster with his trait and his dash to get there and just try to confirm the cap on it. And then a lot of times when we're in the dragon, we're not necessarily looking to fight.
All right. Definitely makes sense. Would have been was kind of what I assumed. Sorry, go ahead, Anaressa. I'm talking over you because I'm rude.
I was just going to say that Genji's siege damage is not really his strength compared to his engage and harass. So if you've got the DK, then then giving up that engage potential in order to keep the folks with better siege potential out of the DK does make sense too.
Last question I had about Dragonshire, and granted I'm an offlaner, so that kind of colors my perceptions. I did think it was interesting that you guys locked Leoric on the middle rotation without having an idea of who you were going up against. What made you decide to do that?
I think Leoric's pretty much just a safe pick all the time. It's a lot of skill matchups based on who you're into, and it gives you the ability to double soak, and Dragonshire goes late a lot of times, at least for us it does. And so once you hit level 20 and you have the Silence and Tomb, that can be completely game winning. So I think it's really just more of I don't think you necessarily have to win the top lane in order to win Dragonshire. So I think we kind of just pick it for everything else that it brings. On top that it also can do pretty well in a 1v1.
All right, that definitely does. I'm just always so scared to lock until I know what they're locking. So, did you have any questions about Dragonshire?
Another, feel free not to answer question, but was taking Genji as the last pick the plan all along, or was that something that you kind of looked at their back line and those teeny tiny health bars and thought, we want a Genji here?
Yeah, Stoic does a really good job drafting it. I think it was more so like a, hey, this looks good here versus this was the exact plan going in, right? He's way more on the like, let's be flexible going into our drafts than we have a predetermined thing that we want to do and then going for that.
All right.
So, moving on to this more recent game, you guys did get map pick a second time. Actually, I guess, are these just comfort maps for you, or what made you specifically decide to go to Dragonshire and then Infernal?
Oh man. So, Dragonshire is actually not a comfort pick for us at all, and I hadn't talked it over with the team at all on what we were going to pick for map if we got map pick, and I kind of started blanking on what was available and just randomly pulled out Dragonshire. We don't actually have a very good win rate on Dragonshire at all, so that was a totally random chance that we took that.
Interesting. Well, for future reference, you can always ask what maps are up, and I don't mind answering.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, I didn't talk to the team about it, and then just went with Dragonshire.
So, on Infernal Shrines, it was interesting. So you did have a slightly actually, can you talk to me about that moment whenever you just barely got the first Punisher away from them? They were actually on the shrine for a while. Like, what exactly was your call? How did you decide to engage that?
So they hit 7 before we did, and so we knew we had to pull off of the shrine, catch 7, so that we could, re-engage on even talent tiers. And then we moved back in. We were able to get that kill on Muradin, I think it was, and then just tried to really race the shrine. To be honest, we didn't really think we were going to get it. We figured they would get the last couple before we were able to get all 40, but just so happened we got pretty lucky.
All right, trying to think of anything else that really stands out. Oh, actually, this goes back to Dragonshire. And you may not know the answer to it, but can you talk to me about the moment whenever the Leeming survived with like 4 health after a like mega dive by the Genji? Because that was I don't want to say the highlight of the game for me, but it was just one of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
It was definitely a feels bad moment. For sure. What are you gonna do?
No, it may be BM to bring it up, but it was sticking in my mind. So that's the questions I had about Infernal. Did you have any, Anaressa?
Yeah, I was a little surprised by the alt choices coming out from Ball and Diva, since I'm used to seeing the CC ult coming from Vala and the more damage-oriented ult coming from Diva. You kind of swapped it around this time. But you guys were certainly able to use that to great success. Kind of whenever that the cocoon and entire team collapses combo came out. So yeah, I guess was that a constant or a conscious team decision to switch around those ults, or just kind of how the cards fell?
We a lot of times when we play, T has a tendency to take strafe. That's like his normal go-to. A lot of times when we're playing those comps, it's more of like a protect the Vala, which kind of covers your other choices. Like we picked Diva to just help, keep the Vala alive with the damage reduction and, some peel, and just let him spin to win.
Fair enough. Yeah, with the base stun on the Kalpas as well, kind of the entire team having the tools to allow Vala to get that bonkers 73k Kira damage.
Yeah.
Certainly worked out for you guys.
So I do have to. The last question I always ask: can you tell me where the name Phoenix Rising Moonstone came from?
Yeah. Now we're like reaching way back on this. Back when Kobe was in charge, and I used to be on Phoenix Rising Sapphire and left to form another team, and I told Kobe they were talking about what team names they had available, and I said I would take Moonrock. I didn't really care, and he ended up actually going out of his way and building a full team thing for Moonstone. We just ran with it, yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, all right, that's all I had.
So I'll go ahead and turn it over to you for the shoutouts I'm sure you want to give.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys casting it. Right. Hope everybody enjoyed the games. Shout out to my team for coming out. Shout out for them showing up on time. I know they had to get an off-roster sub for tonight, so appreciate them, showing up and allowing us to play some games. And then shout out to our coach Shredded for all the help he gives us.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I'll let you go and enjoy the after party. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Oh, absolutely. It's been our pleasure. Thank you for the fantastic game.
GG's, and good luck in the rest of your guys' season.
Yep. Have a good one.
You do them.
All right. Before we go anywhere, Anaressa, if you want to go ahead and tell the wonderful people who you are, where they can find you, all that good stuff.
I'm Anaressa. You can find me usually on Rocket Stream. Yeah, mostly just living the Cocast life. When I'm not on Rocket Stream, you can find me playing for 30 Seconds to Mosh in Divi East, or heading around the CCS Discord, helping to run Next Mania when that's in season, and being around when it's not. And on Twitter at Anaressa_HOTS.
As for me, I'm Maraka. You can find me right here. You might say don't go anywhere if you want to find me. I do a lot of casting here Storm. I play other games as well. Just look at the stream title. You will see either cast or stream. If you ever want to keep up with what I'm doing, either follow my Twitter at Irakov2, or you can also just look under the stream. There's a Discord link. Join the Discord, and I post my schedule every week. So you can just be like, what is it? I can never keep up with Rocka's freaking schedule. I actually do that for myself. I'm like, what am I doing tonight? And with that said, we will go ahead and raid over to Weenus. I think Weenus may be in interviews as well, but it says he's still live, so we're going to go find. Out.
Yeah. Thanks, chat, for coming and hanging out tonight.
Also, I will mention before we disappear, you can actually catch Anaressa and I again on this Friday. We will be on the NGS main channel at 10 p.m.
We'll be co-casting $1 Million JPEG versus Can't Censorship in Stormtip.